I love Diane Delano's first words in the film here. It's a great way to come in.
So great.
Shit.
You know, originally the bus driver was going to be Meatloaf, the singer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And we couldn't work it out, and I said, you know what? We need some more women on this bus. We really need some. The team needs a mom, I said.
But she's the closest thing to meatloaf you could get in a woman. Diane, I love you, though.
She was fantastic, though. I got to say, like, even in between all the shots, we were rolling.
Here's the reveal of the first new creeper implement designed by Brad Parker, which is technically supposed to be a star made out of bone and the melted fillings of various creeper victims.
I don't know, but whatever it is, it's sharp as a son of a bitch.
Yeah. Son of a bitches are sharp.
She cusses like a sailor. Gotta love Diane.
She had the best lines in the movie.
There's Tom Gossam Jr. as Coach Hannah.
What in the hell are we...
And Tom Tarantini as assistant coach Dwayne Barnes.
Whatever it is.
You know how thick that rubber is? You have to be shot into it like a bullet. Jesus Christ!
Drew Tyler Bell as Johnny Young, supposed to be, and Kassan Butcher. Kassan, what do you remember about this?
I remember that that was like the only line I had for like 3 weeks. So I sat around with my thumb in my ass most of the time. It was cool. You know, had fun.
Hey, Poho update.
Travis?
This was actually my first scene also, and I was like Marie. I was really nervous. And actually, I had a couple lines after that ended up getting cut out. Thank God.
So, is this camera? What was this camera on pushing down this little hallway? Do you guys remember?
Yeah, that was a cool setup the Grips made. It was like these rollers, but it was a modified dolly to fit between the seats. Or no, they widened. That was in the other one.
That was, yeah.
Oh wait, you can actually
see
see it. You can see the track. You can see the track on the
Yeah.
bottom. I never noticed that.
It's like a modified rollerblades that they put on the bottom of the camera to slide down. It was cool. This is like our first creepy part of the movie, I think, when we all started pretending we were scared listening to events of the first movie, actually, I think is what they're talking about. So.
Yeah.
It's my
Oh, sorry.
creepy face.
In chronological order, Victor, this is the next day.
Right. Actually, 4 days later. I think the radio says it was 4 days since the church was discovered.
This is 226 out on East 9. We're down and disabled. Home base, do you read me?
You get a good look at the points on this thing?
You know, he actually. This is funny because Tom looks like my Uncle Bob, except for he's black. And I told my uncle that, and I even I took a picture with him and sent him the picture. It was really kind of cool. So I was calling him Uncle Bob the whole time.
We actually, this particular scene where the dog and Jack Taggart Jr. find the knife in the cornfield were supposed to be 3 different shots, but once we set up this crane shot and we tilted down and we were coming down like this and we said, well, this looks pretty good. This is during rehearsal. We're dropping the crane down and kind of blocking it out. Then I realized that, God, we don't really have to cut it all if we can just get the dog to come over to the camera, and then Jack can follow the dog over to the camera, stare right down into the camera, and it's all one big shot. And I love shots that tell the whole story, you know. Cutting is, cutting can be powerful too, but if you can do a whole scene in just one kind of graceful shot, it's just like, that's real filmmaking to me.
That's Citizen Creeper.
Yeah, you guys did fantastic.
Was the dog eating something, or how'd you get it to go?
Yeah, I was wondering.
The trainer's over there.
A little hot dog or
Now,
something.
here's something weird about this scene. This scene was shot at night. This is shot night for day. Donnie had to light all the windows and everything around the porch up with these gigantic lights because there was some very bad scheduling in our first week. And this whole scene is done at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Like most of them in the movie.
I think it was like 90%.
Here comes another creeper implement designed by Brad Parker.
He still hasn't blinked.
I know.
It's got 2 glass eyes.
Victor, this might be a good spot to tell us about the way you did this whip pan.
Yeah, there's no knife flying through the air here. It's just the camera blurring to the knife already in the lamp. It's one of the oldest tricks in the book. It's like a magic trick where you misdirect the viewer's attention so that, he only gets the information you want him to have. Ray didn't throw the knife didn't fly through that shot the camera blurred from Ray in the chair to the knife already in the wall, shaking, and your eye just kind of fills in the rest.
Works very well.
And then you just put sound effects to make
It's
the
a
crashing
big,
sound.
and then a big sound effect sells it exactly.
You got me.
I thought I saw it fly through the air.
I'm sure I did, and
How
I was
did they
there.
do that?
Another thing that's cool is some of your fades, like these dissolves
Yes.
to other parts of the story.
Now, I don't know about you guys. I find this a perfectly hilarious shot. Because we know the creeper's an airborne menace, and here's all these guys laid out like sushi on top of the bus.
My little hand rolls.
How convenient.
We gotta be in some kind of sunspot or something.
This was our explanation for why there was no radio or phone contact.
They must have
Sunspot.
Sprint
Sunspot.
PCS is what they have.
I can vouch for that.
There's Gary
My cell
Guy.
phone didn't
Gary
work.
Guy and Andrew and Phil, a couple of our non-speaking team members. Nikki and Mary, tell us about what was going on this day.
Oh, we weren't. Well, I remember that we weren't really allowed to smoke because of the fires, and I had the cigarette in my mouth, and the fire marshal was there, and
We're standing behind the
was
tree.
standing behind the tree,
You're
and
kidding
They kept
me.
bringing
and
us
he
the
kept bringing
cigarette.
it and like taking it out of our hands, and I said, "No, it's fine, I'll just put it out right here." He's like, "No, that's the whole point. You don't put it out in the grass." I was like, "Oh yeah."
The very last take, we had Diane come in
Yep.
and do this. I think that was Chelsea's idea, actually, Lena's idea, and
Brilliant.
It was
Brilliant.
great.
Very
now,
good.
Josh, why do the pants come all the way down in this scene? Tell us.
Because I knew this kid, like he was the most like strong dude. He was crazy. Anyway, when he'd go in to go pee at the urinal, he'd drop his pants all the way to the floor like a 5-year-old or something. I thought it was the funniest thing ever. And I knew that Izzy's gay, so to like tempt him to look, like just show him my ass, just to like tease him with it. It's kind of like my form of blue balls.
And I gotta say, I didn't know he was gonna drop his pants like that. So yeah, I did look. I was like, "What are you doing?"
I did too.
Billy, what do you remember?
Shit, Jake.
That's like our first
I
real
remember
taste
telling
of
him
Bucky
to eat
there.
Shit. Yeah. I don't know. I remember thinking I was being so big, and actually, I felt like I was doing a play or something. That was really fun, actually.
That was a good day. I
Eat
felt
shit line.
you guys were nailing this stuff that day.
We were competing
Well-
with who had to really pee in the ravine. Remember that?
Yeah, because we did really pee
Yeah.
several times.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
it takes-
several times.
We were just pounding water bottles.
Just for a fact.
And that was fun. Travis and I were improvising before that came up there. We were telling stories about our actual high school teachers. That was kind of fun. Too bad they didn't make it into the film.
All right. Kassan?
Well, it turns out that my character has a bus fetish. So,
Oh, that's right. We cut out the line about your.
Being excited.
well, see, automatically, if I didn't know about the movie, I'd swear, "Oh, black man's about to die." But no, it was just a good setup. And it turns out here that with the birds, Victor told me that we have 3 takes. And then on
Three
the first
takes of
take,
birds, right?
Yeah. On the first take, I wasn't ready, and then he was like, "That's 1."
And then the next one was like a Monty Python thing where I said, the birds are not going to fly until I say now, and they let the birds fly out. So there was 2 birds down.
So I actually did that in 1 take. So
And it
that's
had
all I
to
needed.
work.
See, that's a professional, baby.
Sinatra'd that one.
And look at that. That's supposed to be my best friend, and he's shaking his head.
What's with that, Gary
There's
Guy?
Uncle Bob.
Jackass.
Did that bus give way any when you're standing on top, or did they reinforce it?
No, it was a real bus, so it could hold us all. We were just that was the easiest day to hang out, suntan, and just let the camera go over you, then break and go eat some lunch.
How many different buses? There were 3 different buses.
There were 3 real buses, all which were trashed and destroyed during the making of the show, and there was the 4th one, which was a kind of a construct in the airplane hangar there, which was our kind of fake bus.
Right. This
This is the Taggart preparation theme that Bennett wrote, which will kind of expand and develop into a big action motif later on in the picture. Ray Wise, just one of the best actors I've ever worked with, actually caught fire during one of these takes when an errant spark flew into his pocket and started to catch his jacket on fire.
God.
But he didn't even mess up the take. Are you hearing that, young actors? He didn't even stop. He just kept on doing it.
Now, see, this is what I thought was amazing because he did all this himself, right? The
Oh, yeah,
hammering.
this is all him.
I'd have definitely hit at least my finger and
Oh, yeah.
smacked